Let's go ahead and unwrap our shoe. Okay, so selecting this, and we have this right here, which we don't need. We could just delete that because we are going to be using Substance Painter to create our details for that. So I'm going to select this one and this one, Shift H. So this is basically the same, so we could just unwrap one and then we're going to mirror it on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and remove this here. And go ahead and remove this. Alright, gonna unwrap this one first. Once again, just gonna go and turn off the texture, set the material. Okay, so for this one, we could make this separate UV shell. I'm gonna go ahead and double click here, all around. Shift Z, so it selects all around, and create a seam there. Then maybe could go ahead and make this area, so we have things that are extruded out here. So I'm thinking maybe for all of these, we could make each of these separate UV shell. So we could go ahead and select this here. Here. So I'm just going to select these all around. So yeah, I want you guys to select all of these that are extruded out, the bottom edges. And I'm gonna pause this video and get back to you guys. Alright, so I have selected all the bottom edges for the areas here that are extruded out. And we could go ahead and mark seam. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same thing in this area. So I think for here, I could just go around like that. And same here. Alright. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna go pause this video and get back to you all. So I have selected all the edges around the bottom part of each of these areas that are extruded out, as you can see here. Yeah, everything's selected. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark seam. Okay, and I think that should be fine. Now, for this part of the body of the shoe here, I'm thinking we could make a cut, make a seam here. That way it will better open up. So we could go ahead and make from here onto here, onto where the seam is that we created, the first seam that we made, to there. Alright. So there you go. And probably we could make a seam in the middle so that it will open up better. And I think, or maybe, I think here for the flap of the shoe, we can make that separate piece. See here. Maybe we could go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and mark seam. We might have to break this individually when we go to the UV editor. And yeah, let's go ahead and probably split this here in the middle up to here and here, and mark that seam. Alright, and let me see, if I hover my mouse over here, press L. Okay, so it looks like it still selects everything, including the flap of the shoe here. I think we're going to have to just break this apart from our UV editor later. Well, yeah, we could go ahead and select everything. Right click and unwrap. Alright, not bad at all. And if we hover our mouse over, which part is this? If we hover our mouse, oh, so they actually separated this for us. That's great. Exactly what we need. But it's actually great. I like how it unwrapped it nicely. And let's go turn on our texture. Okay. Alright. You go ahead and select everything, scale it up, just see how it looks like. You can see it better. Alright, and let me see how it looks like if we select this one. And let's see how it looks like if we actually stitch these. If we go and select all of these and actually stitch them. Let's see, stitch selected, stitch that. You don't think that's gonna work? Okay, let's go ahead and just double click and stitch selected. Okay, so this is all stitched up right here. And let's go ahead and right click and unwrap that. Yeah, I don't like how it got bigger. It just kind of warped it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as is. I think this is fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and just rotate this. So I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it 90 degrees. 90 degrees. And move it down. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna go and select everything. And let's go to UVs, average island scale, and back island, 0.015. And I'm gonna turn off rotate, press OK. Alright, we don't really need to rotate anything here. I think this is just an organic shape where, now if you know that you're going to add like some kind of logo here, it's best to have it so that the number is being read like this, so that it'll be easier for you to add the text in Substance Painter. Okay, so I'm not gonna add any logo here, but yeah, if you were, just go ahead and select your mesh, and yeah, just kind of rotate it so that you're able to read the numbers left to right. It'll be easier for you to add any custom logo or custom text that you want on there. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap the lace here. Shift H, hit a tab key. So we're just gonna unwrap this like we would a cylinder. We go to edge, double click on an edge in here so it selects all around. Let's go ahead and mark seam. Let's go and look here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then let's go and go to our face, select everything, right click, unwrap. Alright, and of course, this is what we have. It's not straight, not fully straightened out, but we could fix this Let's go and select everything. And let's go and rotate that. And we could look somewhere in the middle here that we're going to straighten out, and then we're going to follow active quads to straighten this out. So I'm going to rotate this, and then looking at my grid here to just kind of make sure I use this as a grid to, as I rotate this, so that it looks like it's aligning with the grid line. It's a good guide to use. I'm going to go ahead and move it closer. And rotate a little bit more. Okay, something like that. And we could use one of the polygons here in the middle. So maybe I'm gonna use this polygon. Yeah, I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna go select it, press S, Y, and 0. S, Y, and 0. S, X, and 0. S, X, and 0. Alright, now we can go to our face, select this, and then select the rest of it. Right click, follow, active quads. Alright, so now we got a perfect looking lace. Alright, perfect looking lace UV. And make sure it's inside the border. Go to UV. And back island, 0.015, and press OK. Great. And show everything. And of course, we could go ahead and mirror this on the other side. And also this one. Mirror on the other side. And we could go select both of these. Control A, visual geometry to mesh. Hit the tab key. Press A. UV. Back island. Turn off rotate. And press OK. Alright. And everything is there.